Your engine is slowly choking itself to death. Right now, as you are watching this, carbon deposits are building up inside your engine's combustion chambers, intake valves, and fuel injectors. We are talking rock-hard, baked-on carbon that is stealing your horsepower, destroying your fuel economy, and pushing you closer to a $2,000 repair bill. But here is the thing. Japanese mechanics discovered a method to blast all that carbon out without removing a single bolt. No teardown, no $1,500 walnut blasting service, no week-long shop visit. This technique has been used in Japan for over a decade, and it is finally making its way to the West. Today, I am breaking down exactly how it works, why it is so effective, and whether it is right for your car. The carbon problem. Let's talk about what is actually happening inside your engine. Every time you start your car, incomplete combustion leaves behind tiny carbon particles. They stick to your intake valves, coat your piston rings, and clog your injectors. Over time, these deposits harden into something resembling volcanic rock. And modern engines are making the problem 10 times worse. Direct injection engines, which are now standard in almost every new car, spray fuel directly into the combustion chamber instead of the intake ports. That sounds efficient, and it is, but it creates a massive problem. In older port injection engines, fuel would wash over the intake valves on its way into the cylinder, keeping them relatively clean. Direct injection skips that step entirely. Your intake valves get zero fuel washing, and carbon builds up fast. BMW owners know this pain intimately. The N54 and N55 engines are notorious for carbon buildup, so severe that some owners report losing 30 to 40 horsepower. Volkswagen's TSY engines, the Ford EcoBoost line, and even Toyota's D4S system show the same story. Toyota designed D4S to use both direct and port injection specifically to combat this issue, but it still develops deposits over time. One owner on a BMW forum documented his carbon buildup journey. At 60,000 miles, his intake valves looked like they had been dipped in tar. The dealer quoted him $1,800 for walnut blasting. That was when he discovered the Japanese method. So what are your options? Traditionally, you have got three choices, and none of them are great. First, there is the Italian tune-up. You drive your car hard, get the engine screaming hot, and hope the heat burns off carbon deposits. Does it work? Barely. Studies show high engine speed driving might reduce soft to medium carbon deposits by 10 to 15%, but those hardened chunks on your intake valves are not going anywhere. You would need to sustain temperatures that would destroy your catalytic converter. Second, there are fuel additives. Techron, Seafoam, Lucas, they all claim to clean your engine. And look, they are not useless. Quality fuel system cleaners can help keep injectors flowing smoothly and reduce new carbon formation. But here is what the bottle does not tell you. These additives work on the fuel side of the system. Remember how direct injection engines have carbon buildup on the intake valves? Fuel never touches those valves in a direct injection engine. The additives literally cannot reach the worst deposits. You are treating the symptom while ignoring the disease. Third, there is mechanical cleaning, walnut blasting, or manual scraping. This works incredibly well. A skilled technician can restore your intake valves to factory condition, but it requires removing the intake manifold, which means hours of labor. Shops charge anywhere from $400 to $1,800, depending on the engine. For German cars with complicated intake designs, you are likely to pay the higher end, and you will need to do it again in another 50,000 miles. None of these options are ideal. That's exactly why Japanese engineers started looking for something better. The Japanese method revealed. The technique is called hydrogen carbon cleaning, also known as HHO decarbonization or oxyhydrogen engine cleaning. It originated in Japan and South Korea in the early 2010s and spread rapidly through Asia before hitting European and American markets around 2018. The concept is deceptively simple, but backed by solid chemistry. Here is how it works. A specialized machine uses electrolysis to split distilled water into hydrogen and oxygen gas. That is where the HHO name comes from. This gas mixture is fed directly into your engine intake while the car idles. The hydrogen and oxygen enter the combustion chambers and change the combustion characteristics in a way that superheats carbon deposits without damaging engine components. When hydrogen burns, it produces significantly higher temperatures than gasoline alone. We are talking flame temperatures that can exceed 2,800 degrees Celsius in ideal conditions. But because the hydrogen is mixed with regular air and combustion happens so rapidly, it creates intense, localized heat that attacks carbon deposits, while the overall engine temperature stays within normal operating range. The carbon essentially gets flash burned and exits through the exhaust system as carbon dioxide and water vapor. The process takes about 30 to 60 minutes depending on how much buildup you have. You literally sit there with your car idling while the machine does its work. No disassembly, no special tools, no waiting days for your car to be ready. Does it actually work? I was skeptical when I first heard about this. It sounds almost too good to be true. So I dug into the data. A study published in the International Journal of Hydrogen Energy examined the effects of hydrogen-enriched combustion on carbon deposits. Researchers found that adding just 3 to 6% hydrogen to the intake charge reduced carbon monoxide emissions by up to 25% and showed measurable reductions in combustion chamber deposits. The science checks out. But what about real-world results? One shop in the UK documented before and after borescope footage of a 2015 BMW 328Y with 78,000 miles. Before treatment, the intake valves were caked with chunky black carbon deposits. After a 45-minute hydrogen cleaning session, the valves showed significant improvement. Not perfectly clean, but noticeably better. They estimated 60 to 70% of the soft and medium carbon was removed. A Toyota dealership in Singapore started offering hydrogen cleaning as a standard maintenance service back in 2019. Their internal data showed that vehicles treated every 30,000 kilometers maintained better fuel economy and produced fewer emissions at inspection time compared to untreated vehicles. One Audi owner on Reddit documented his experience extensively. His 2.0T was running rough, showing slight misfires, and had lost noticeable power. The dealer wanted $1,400 for walnut blasting. He found a shop offering hydrogen cleaning for $150. After the treatment, he reported smoother idle, better throttle response, and his fuel economy improved by 2 miles per gallon. His exact words were, "It is not a miracle cure, but for the price, I will do this every year." The limitations you need to know. Now, before you rush out to find a hydrogen cleaning service, let us talk about what this method can and cannot do. If you go in with unrealistic expectations, you are going to be disappointed. Hydrogen cleaning is most effective on soft to medium carbon deposits, the stuff that has been building up over the last 20,000 to 40,000 miles. If you have an engine with 150,000 miles that has never been cleaned, with deposits that have essentially turned to calcium, hydrogen cleaning will help, but it probably will not fully restore your engine. Severely gunked up valves may still need mechanical intervention. This method also works better as preventive maintenance than as a last resort. Japanese and Korean drivers typically get hydrogen cleaning done every 20,000 to 30,000 kilometers as part of their regular service routine. They are preventing major buildup rather than trying to reverse years of neglect. If you have a direct injection engine, this is the mindset you should adopt. There's also the quality of service to consider. Not all hydrogen cleaning machines are created equal. The professional units used by dealerships in Japan produce consistent, high-quality oxyhydrogen gas at controlled flow rates. Some of the cheap knockoff machines flooding the market produce inconsistent results. If a shop is charging $50 for hydrogen cleaning, they are probably using inferior equipment. Expect to pay $100 to $200 for a quality treatment at a reputable shop. Hey, before we continue, if you are learning something new today, hit that like button. It helps more car owners discover this information. So, how do you actually get hydrogen carbon cleaning done on your car? It is becoming more widely available, but you will need to do some searching. In the United States, independent European car specialists are your best bet. Shops that specialize in BMW, Audi, and Volkswagen have been adopting this technology because their customers need it most. Search online for hydrogen carbon cleaning, or HHO engine cleaning, plus your city, and you might be surprised what comes up. Some mobile mechanics now offer this service. They will come to your house with the machine, hook it up, and run the treatment in your driveway. Convenient, but make sure they are using professional-grade equipment. If you cannot find a local service, there is a do-it-yourself option, though I recommend caution. Hydrogen cleaning machines are available for purchase, ranging from $500 for consumer-grade units to $3,000 or more for professional equipment. The cheaper units can work, but results vary. If you go this route, do your research, watch plenty of tutorial videos, and understand that you are responsible for any issues that arise. Here is what really struck me while researching this topic. In Japan, preventive maintenance is almost a cultural practice. Japanese car owners do not wait for problems to develop. They actively prevent them. Regular carbon cleaning is just one example. They also change transmission fluid more frequently, replace spark plugs earlier, and generally treat maintenance as an investment rather than an expense. The average car in Japan is kept for about 7 to 8 years before being sold or exported. When those Japanese domestic market vehicles get shipped overseas, we call them JDM imports. Buyers are often shocked at how well maintained they are despite high mileage. Engines that have seen 200,000 kilometers run smoother than American cars with half that distance. That is not luck. That is systematic maintenance, including regular carbon cleaning. There is a lesson here for all of us. Modern engines are engineering marvels, but they require modern maintenance approaches. The old change your oil and you are good mentality does not cut it anymore. Direct injection requires direct intervention. Turbocharged engines need more attention than naturally aspirated ones. And carbon cleaning, whether through hydrogen treatment or mechanical methods, should be part of your maintenance vocabulary. Final verdict. Is hydrogen carbon cleaning the miracle solution that will fix every engine problem? No, nothing is. But it is a legitimate science-backed maintenance technique that can help keep your engine running cleaner, smoother, and more efficiently, all without the cost and hassle of tearing your engine apart. For direct injection owners especially, this is worth serious consideration. If your car has more than 50,000 miles and you have never addressed carbon buildup, you are almost certainly leaving performance on the table. A $150 hydrogen cleaning session could restore throttle response, improve fuel economy, and potentially prevent more expensive problems down the road. Compare that to a $1,500 walnut blasting bill, and the math speaks for itself. The Japanese figured this out years ago. Now you know too. That's all for today. If you found this helpful, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you do not miss our next video. Drop a comment below if you have tried hydrogen cleaning or if you are dealing with carbon buildup issues. I would love to hear your experience. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.